Hey, what's up, guys? Ryan Rigg here, the host of your show, Ryan Vlogs 2. Not the number 2, not like you're going to watch this vlog, but TOO, like in addition, like also. How are you guys? Welcome to my gaming setup 2016. It's my first gaming setup video, I believe, of this new year because, well, now my gaming setup is complete. Big shout out again to Jeff for the PS4 for finishing off the gaming setup. So I figured today, let's just take you guys through my gaming setup. Now, my gaming setup may be a little bit different than yours, and that's okay. You know, gaming setups, the great thing about them, they can be unique, they can be your own. You can do them any way you like. Now, I'll kind of give you a little background on my setup. I'm currently standing in my living room, okay, family room, living room, whatever you want to call it. So it is a functional living room in that it's got, you know, a lazy boy chair and a leather couch that folds out on each end and, you know, pictures on the wall, and it's got a family theme, you know, and it's got also you know, I love my Cardinals and love baseball and love my Bears. So I mean, there is an overall theme going on in the room. You know that it is a family room. It is also a home theater because I've got a full 7.1 surround system, you know, including receiver and speakers. So I figured, well, let's take you guys along and show you exactly what I use and how I use it, and we'll try to keep it quick and brief, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. My gaming setup 2016. You guys ready to come along? Take a look? Let's go. So I'll kind of start this out by just kind of walking into the living room here. This is my desk setup here. I've got my GT Omega racing chair, my MacBook Pro, Rode NT USB microphone, Beat Studio wireless for when I'm editing. That's a little stabilizer mount that I'll use, external hard drive. Yeah, just a nice, simple white IKEA desk. And then I've modded it the back with custom LEDs, so that way it gives it an amazing glow. And then no cables exposed. You see the one that's down there, but that's all of the cables just kind of trunked together as one. So still very clean, and just some products and things I'm working on. But that's kind of like where the desk is and where, you know, like my editing and things like that go down. And then I keep, you know, some additional like game accessories in here. A little not disorganized, but I was just using some things this morning, like another external hard drive and charger for the Xbox One controllers, another external hard drive, and a headset. Over here, which we'll get to, these are my rear and back speaker, one of them. So you got a rear and then a back, and then underneath the powered subwoofer. Those are all Polk Audio brand. I've actually had them for, well, almost 7 or 8 years. I just love them. They're amazing sound. They sound like they do from day one. And that's a powered 10-inch subwoofer sitting down there. And then over here we got the couch and some pillows. And I just kind of keep my remotes close to me because I'm usually sitting right there on the couch. And then over here I've got the other rear and back speaker. And then this is some of my other stuff I use for filming, like my tech bags, some lights, some model cars that I still need to get a shelf for. So it's always a work in progress. And believe it or not, that's your boy right there, young and in the playpen. Nice bib, but notice that big smile. I guess I've had that my whole life. So a couple of comfy pillows there, a nice comfy chair, and I need to hang that particular picture up because it used to sit on the right side of the television, but it's now going to go over here because I've got basically a New York City print that has the words New York City that make the design of the Empire State Building. So that'll be on the left side of this, and then the right side will be that other black one, and then just like my St. Louis Cardinals stuff, and just some other, like, you know, stuff that's important to me. I did go to the University of Illinois, so a huge Fighting Illini fan, and can't forget about my world champion boys. But let's move on to what you guys are really excited about. So first thing here that you kind of notice, you know, when you're walking into the room, obviously the television is what sets it off on the wall. Now that's a 60-inch Samsung LED 3D 240 hertz refresh rate television. The reason it's a big TV, I just like big TVs, and a lot of people said, ooh, gaming on a big screen. Well, like I said, this is a home theater, you know, living room slash setup, but it does work really well for me. Now the cool thing is all of my cables, you know, like power, HDMI, and all of that, I've got basically a box behind the television and then a box down at the bottom, and then all of the cables are pulled down from the bottom to the top, and that's what gives me that simple and clean look. And then I also ran power up there because, if you guys can tell, there's a nice LED glow around the television, and I've got LED lights behind there, and I've ran power up there, so I have a way to power those on. Now the cool thing is I've done videos on my main channel about this. I didn't actually stick the LEDs to the television. I used basically cable tie mounts and clear zip ties and cut the LEDs in a perfect square. I used 90-degree connectors. So basically, I built a frame with the LED lights in a rectangular frame that was essentially a little bit smaller than the television, and then used those clear cable tie mounts and clear zip ties to secure it. So what it does is it offers a clean look without sticking the LEDs, and you'll never have to worry about them falling down. So if you guys want that, I'll link that video in this video. So you guys can check it out. It should be right above you right now. So let's move on here. Looking down, it's just kind of a, basically I think this is actually technically a behind the couch table, but it has worked for me and it kind of goes with the colors and just kind of the look that I'm after. So let's kind of get a little bit closer to it here so we can see what's going on. In the front there you can see we've got the center channel speaker, which Polk audio again, and up until recently I always kept the speaker grills on there, and a few weeks ago I took them off and I haven't gone back. I just really enjoy that no speaker grill look. It just offered a new look, and like I said, I've had these 10 years and they're the Polk Monitor 50 series too, so they've been a really great speaker. The left side of the center channel, I've got my Xbox One. It's a 500 gig. It's the holiday bundle version. And then I've got a Titanfall controller on top with big shout out to one of my sponsors on my Gaming for Grandpa channel, BK Grips. Got the orange grips there. And then on the right side, I've got my Sony PlayStation 4. Thank you, Jeff. And I got the white or the Glacier White PS4 controller, and then some gray thumb grips on there from BK Grips. So just a nice little touch there. So it keeps it simple and clean because that is what I'm all about, with the minimalist amount of cables exposed. That was my objective and always has been. So I keep the Elgato HD60 kind of tucked back here. Reason for that is I'll alternate between capturing on the PS4 and the Xbox One. Now ultimately it would be great to have two Elgato HD60s. That way I wouldn't have to switch any HDMI cables or anything like that, but you know what? I'll make it work for me, you know what I mean? So that's why I've got the Elgato sitting right there, and then the USB cables. So again, keeping it simple and clean. The only cables you'll really see are like Ethernet and power, HDMI, Ethernet and power, HDMI. So keep it real stealthy, as clean as possible. On the left side here, I'm trying to get another one of these shelves that my DVDs and or Blu-rays are in, because you can like connect them together, and I think I want to horizontally maybe mount them this way. I'm not sure yet, haven't decided, but over here is where I keep like my PS4 games and Xbox One games and extra controllers. Big shout out to our sponsor and partner over there, Elgato Gaming, on our Gaming for Grandpa channel, and Fast Electronic and Loud, and some of my other Xbox 360 games and just some Blu-ray titles down here. Again, trying to keep it simple and clean. I've got one single power cable here that's kind of goes along the wall, and that feeds one of these bad boys, which is called the Monster Power. These are basically Monster power centers. This is the HDP 1800. Basically what this is it's an 8-outlet power center. It's filtering the power to provide clean power to your components, because believe it or not, there are voltage spikes that occur, and that could offer damage. So I can get clean, consistent power that is protected on all of my devices, and then at any time I can hit that dimmer button and see. I'm in USA, so we run 120 volts, so I can see at any time how much volts and the clean power going to all of my devices. Now those are 8 outlets, so I actually have 2 of them. On top of that, I've got a Samsung 3D Blu-ray player, and believe it or not, I still have the plastic on it. I'm just that kind of person. Some of my like 3D Blu-rays, right here, some other, kind of my favorite movies, E.T., Back to the Future trilogy, Home Alone 2. Up top here is the Asus AC2400. That's my wireless router, just kind of stealthy in there. And one awesome feature about this router, you have the ability with this button here on front to turn the LEDs off. So it keeps all those blinking blue lights, down. So kind of tucked underneath there, hidden, is an Apple TV. Hard to see, but it is right there in the center. And then I have my Yamaha receiver, which is the HTR 5063. And that provides the 7.1 surround. And I've got custom input names, so you can see we've got PS4, and then PS4 on the television. Pardon me there. A little bit of allergies here in the summer. And then the cool thing, just grab my remote here, and then if need be, I can just switch between sources instantly. So I can just hit 4 on my remote, and then you can see we've got Xbox One on the receiver there, lit up, which is cool. And then on the screen, you can see we've got Xbox One, and then we could just hit 1 on the remote and go right back to PS4. We could bring up number 3 and go to Apple TV. So that's just kind of how I keep it set up. And then it's real simple, real clean, using HDMI switching there in the receiver. So that's the way we can alternate between, PS4, Xbox One, movies, or Apple TV, because we don't watch. I used to have DirecTV, and I had it forever and just never watched it. So we don't even have TV anymore. So that's kind of the front here, and I keep, like some cables and just some additional accessories in these drawers right here. Now, I also have LED lights down here in the bottom. Let me go ahead and fire these on real quick here. So that way I get a nice little glow on my components, if I need be. And then I could always, change the colors if I needed there. Let me go ahead and change the color there. And so depending on what look I want, just offers a nice, clean, simple look. And then shout out to my original, very first Xbox 360 with that carbon fiber faceplate on there. And that sits right up top there in case I want to break out, any older titles or, play maybe some Call of Duty World at War. I can do that. So, but yeah, it's a completely functional living room / home theater setup. It really works for me. It works for our home. It's people come over and they're like, man, that looks really nice. They're drawn to the television because it's very clean on the wall. It kind of looks like it's floating there. But yeah, the other cables you see that go here, one of them is the Ethernet cable from my router. The other one is the powered subwoofer cable, and then the speaker wires. So I kind of have them. This is a rental house, so I can't go through the floor. So I've done the best I can with just bringing the cables down in one trunk under this rug, and then they just kind of hide out. And that's what feeds the powered subwoofer, those 2 speakers, and then the other 2 speakers that I had showed you already. So totally functional. I mean, when you're sitting down here in this seat and gaming or watching a movie, it's just an incredible, for me, it's an incredible experience. A lot of people would rather have a smaller monitor on their desk, and down the road, I'd like to have maybe some BenQ monitors on my desk, and, kind of like optimize my recording and setup area. But for me, this really works, and I wanted to share it with you guys because we finally got everything set up in place, and I'm like, it's time for a My Gaming Setup video. And then just kind of over here is just, like my pop figure collection. This is things I'm still working on. I've got a metal picture, a metal like print to hang up, and just family photos of, my family and my son, and some of my trophies from back in my prime, I call it. And so just a couple things that I'm still kind of working on because, like I said, gaming setups are always a work in progress. But I wanted to share it with you guys. And I'll try to link everything that you saw down below so you can get more information. And if you want to know anything more, please don't hesitate to leave a comment on this video. And I'll let you, I'll get back to you guys. You guys know that. I'll get back to you pretty quick and we can discuss that. But yeah, like I said, it's a fully functional living room, gaming setup, home theater, 3D movie viewing experience, whatever you want to do, I can kind of offer that here. I keep down here, I've got some extra cables, but I also have all of my 3D glasses right there. So we're kind of always ready for, media consumption here, whether it be movies, Amazon Video, gaming on the Xbox One, or gaming on the PS4, streaming movies through Apple TV. There's just a lot of options. But at the end of the day, I try to focus on still the simplicity and the clean look. So, with the cherry finish on the speakers and the slightly off finish on the table, that offers a kind of a nice highlight for me. And I'm a big fan of using what you have and making that work. Sure, I'd love a brand new table or desk, or something like that, but I use what works for me. And sometimes it's not the best of the best. I mean, sure, this stuff may look expensive, but like I said, I've had that receiver for 8 years. I think it cost me $250. The speakers I found on a deal about 10 years ago. The Xbox I bought a year ago. The PlayStation 4 Jeff sent us, so thank you. The router I bought, I think, a year ago, and it's a couple $100, but it's a really good router. And Apple TV, $100. So nothing like overly too expensive. Nothing that you can't save for, over a few months' time and just, put some money back, add to the collection. I think the most expensive thing would have been the television. Now, originally this was about $4,000 when I bought it 2 or 3 years ago, but I didn't spend that much. I waited till it went on sale and actually picked it up for, I think a little over $2,000. So at the time, for a 60-inch 3D TV, 240 hertz Samsung, it's a really nice television. I've been very happy with it. I think it was a good price, you know, and that's why I jumped on it when I did. But like I said, I mean, even these speakers back here weren't too terribly expensive at all. Even the powered subwoofer. So, you know, besides the television, I mean, this is what cost the most. My MacBook Pro is a early 20 or late 2014 model, 15.4-inch Retina display. It's got 512 gig SSD, 16 gig RAM, and the upgraded GeForce GT 750M 2 gig video. So it's a performer. I mean, I edit 4K video all day and all night on here. And I'll game here in my GT Omega Racing chair, which is custom purple. Cool thing about these chairs, I'm partnered with GT Omega Racing, so if you guys would like one, I can get you a 5% discount. Just use my discount code TEAMFEL. You can get yourself an epic chair or a racing cockpit, whatever you want to do. But I'll sit there, you know, and edit my videos. Sometimes I'll bring the chair and kind of put it right here, and then I'm set up for, you know, full-blown experience. So especially something like, you know, when I'm playing like Forza, nothing better than just sitting here in the big GT Omega Racing chair, turning all the lights off, and then you just got the big screen. It's truly an awesome experience. And like I was talking about here, I was a big fan of the router being able to turn off the LED lights because it keeps a minimal amount of lighting, and that's why I keep these dimmed down, so I can actually dim the lights on this and then actually completely blank out the display. The reason I do that, I try to avoid as much extra lighting down there so you only see the glow, you know, of the LEDs. So let me like shut the door and turn off some of these lights so that way you can kind of see, even though it's daylight out, but that way you guys can kind of see what this would look like if it was completely dark, because I think that'll make it look a little bit different, you know, give you guys a different taste here. So let me go ahead and turn off these lights real quick. I keep like room darkening shades and things like that, primarily like the heat coming in the summer, but also to just, you know, darken the room and give you kind of that better look and feel. So you can see when the lights are off, it's just truly an awesome experience. You know, if you're sitting down here watching a movie or sitting in the chair, you know, you can lounge out on either the end chair, you know, you can flip the feet out there, or you can flip the feet out on the ends of each of the couch, and then I'll move the chair if I've got, you know, other people or family over. But it just offers a, I don't know, just a clean, simple look that works for me. It's organized, and the main thing is minimal amount of cables exposed, and that was the name of the game, which is sometimes hard when you have, you know, a ton of components. So let's turn on some of these lights here again so we're not so in the dark. But yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, it's functional. I can take, you know, gameplay content, whatever I'm doing from my Elgato, and I can just move right over here into my desk setup and begin editing. So workflow, you know, how I work, it makes things efficient in this regard. So, but yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys because thanks again to Jeff for the PS4. It just makes, you know, it completed the setup, and I'm like, yes, we are doing a gaming setup 2016 video. So, like I said, everybody's gaming setup is different. You know, no reason to blast anybody for how they do their gaming setup because it is their own. But I always try to say, you know, keep it simple. If you can, keep it clean, keep it organized. And I'm not 100% if I'm going to keep the games and movies here. I had them kind of on this wall and moved them there recently just to kind of cover, not cover, but cover that kind of gap in the corner. So it's always, like I said, it's always a work in progress, but I wanted to share it with you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed my gaming setup 2016 video. I really do hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please click the thumbs up on the video. Well, hopefully you guys did enjoy my gaming setup 2016. Wanted to bring you guys along. Really do appreciate it. And if you made it through to the very end of the vlog, you're epically awesome. Just leave me the comment down below my gaming setup 2016 or gaming setup, whatever you want to do, but my gaming setup 2016 or gaming setup, then I'll know you watched the video all the way through. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. Just wanted to keep it focused on the gaming setup. Like I said, if you have any questions or want more information, check the description of the video. I'll link all of the products that you saw here there, as well as I'll answer any of your questions in the comments. No big deal. But guys, I'm Ryan Rigg, the host of your show, Ryan Vlogs 2, not the number 2. Not like you're going to maybe leave me a thumbs up on this gaming setup video because you should, but TOO, like in addition, like also. Yeah, If you guys enjoyed it, please click the thumbs up button, subscribe, become a friend of the channel. And I'm going to go ahead and get this edited and begin gaming today. So, happy Saturday to you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. You know, I didn't do anything different, but yet this still happens. So, you know, I contacted with DJI. I've got a support case going, and basically what that meant was I send them the flight logs so they can attempt to locate the aircraft. I told them, well, I've already looked at the flight log. You're not going to find it because I didn't find it. But that's just part of the process. So they also, there's like a 3-page customer questionnaire that just kind of talks about